One. Hello and welcome to Live Coding Happy Hour on April 16th, 2021. I'm your host, Andrew Barnes, along here with my friends today to show you some live coding on ServiceNow. We'll jump right into the introductions with the awesome Brad.
Hello, my name is Brad Tilton. I'm a developer advocate with the developer program here at ServiceNow. I've been developing on the platform since 2008. And yeah, I'm excited for today's show.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad. And our special guest, second time on the show, Lisa.
Hi there. I am Lisa. I'm an outbound product manager for the Now platform, and I've been in the ecosystem for about 5 years and now just crossed over 2 years a couple of months back and at ServiceNow.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. 2 years.
Yeah.
That's an old timer in ServiceNow terms. And I'm Andrew Barnes, also a developer advocate here at ServiceNow. I have been in this role at ServiceNow for a little over 2.5 years. And I've been in the ecosystem for about 7 years as a customer partner and now at ServiceNow. And with that, let us introduce our co-companions, beverages of choice. Old man Tilton, what do you have to drink today?
All right. The chat has already pointed out that our names are reversed, but Lisa's correct,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have this cinnamon coconut bee balm Fremont barrel-aged stout. I have no idea what to expect with this. It has melted wax on it. It's real fancy looking. So
that's real fancy looking.
We're gonna see how it goes.
I only know there's a Fremont Street in San Francisco because we walked down that, but I don't know if that helps.
This brewery is in Seattle.
Oh, that isn't too far.
All right, Lisa, what are you drinking today?
I decided to not go with a beer today, but it's a red wine, a Dornfelder from our favorite vintner here in Germany.
Awesome. And I have got, what do I have today? Let's see. It is a JW Lee's Harvest Ale. Ooh. And it is got lots of words that Brad might like. This is ale matured in a I've heard this word before, but I don't think I've ever said it. Lagavulin? Whiskey cask.
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin. That's what it's a scotch.
It's amazing. Lagavulin is awesome. It's in our cupboard.
That's I think that's Ron Swanson's favorite scotch for all the Parks and Rec fans.
Ooh, it's good. So I fixed the names. The names are fixed now. No more comments about the names. There's Lisa, there's Brad, and then there's not Brad.
Close enough.
Nice.
Close enough. So, Brad, we are going to do some, ServiceNow development today. This is an unscripted show. If you've never been here before, welcome. We're glad you're here. We're all very experienced ServiceNow developers, and we really enjoy making it look like we're not by doing a completely unscripted show, which this is. So we haven't practiced this. We don't know where we're going to run into troubles, just as you as a ServiceNow developer out there in the world would run into it anytime, any day you're doing ServiceNow development. And we help hopefully show you that it's okay to Google, to look things up, to run into errors, to ask for help, and work through it. So that's the purpose of this show, just as a friendly reminder. And what are we going to look like we're not the experts at today, Brad?
UI builder, which is pretty easy not to look like you're the expert in.
There aren't
So
many yet.
That's right. I mean, it just really came out. It sort of came out a year ago, but now it's really out. So we started something last week where we have an app that's a blogging app, and Lisa and I both built CreatorCon sessions for this blogging app. Lisa built a session that's a workspace experience for the author. So somebody writing blogs can go in and kind of manage all their blogging. And then I built a portal-based session for somebody consuming those blog posts. So they see a list of blog posts, click on one, read it. And the session has some liking in it, but the session doesn't add commenting, but we have the kind of the bones for the commenting in the data structure. So we wanted to add commenting last week. So we made a decision. There is a comments widget, there's a comments component on the knowledge base article records. And we thought, should we try to use that? Should we build our own comments component or structure? So we decided we were going to use the knowledge one, and we almost got to where we were displaying knowledge comments, but didn't quite get there.
We're close.
So that's where we're picking up. I actually did a little bit of work earlier this week and made the comments work with a transform data resource, which we'll look at here. But what we want to do today is we want to finish up that comment component to where I can write new comments from that component and maybe even like or reply to an existing comment. So
that sounds like fun. And, if you're watching this in the future, there is the previous week's episode. You'll be able to get to it from the descriptions and catch up with where we're at. And in a month from now, if you're watching this, you can also have been done. Wow, that was great. You can work the lab that Brad and Lisa put together, which I think puts this all nicely together in a package that will have so much content that's all interrelated. So with that, Brad, are you ready to screen share? Do we need to cover anything else? Let's cover right now, knowledge. Now, we were talking about it. Go register for knowledge. And very soon, you will be able to, add session. Right now, you can only favorite sessions, but the detailed scheduled plan will be coming out very soon, and you'll be actually be able to register for sessions directly. And other than that, there is the Knowledge CreatorCon 2021 Hackathon happening May 8th. So it's going to be 24 hours of developing, limit of 5 person on a team. We've got some really cool prizes. Brad and I are going to be doing a bunch of live streaming, building an app during the hackathon. So we'll be participating by building our own app. We just don't get to compete because we are the part of the judges for the hackathon. But really, if you're someone who's watching this show, you should participate in the hackathon. So there is a place for you, if you're watching this episode, to be in the hackathon. So come and join us for that. And with that, let's start the screen share, Brad.
All right. Let's be more prepared. And there we go. How do I look?
Lovely. Well, you look like the best Texan coworker I've got.
Thank you.
That would be the
But
only
screen
one,
looks
right?
fine. Well, we are a small team.
We are a small team.
It looks good, Brad.
All right, so let's kind of level set here. So I mentioned that we have this blogging app, so I'm going to go to the home page, and there we go. It loaded some things. I was a little nervous for a second. So this is the blogging homepage we have here, where we're showing a featured post at the top, and then we have this list of blog posts. If you're wondering how to build this, you can just register for our CreatorCon sessions. But what we want to do is take a look at least one of the posts. In the session, you add this like functionality where you hit like, and then it increments after 3 seconds. There we go. And what we added last week was this commenting. So what we did last week was basically add
Can I
this
get
comments.
you to come one step up, Brad, size wise.
You want me to zoom in or out?
In, up, plus.
Got it.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So this is this comments component. This is all a single component. It's really built for the KB, but blogs and knowledge articles are pretty similar. So I thought we could probably reuse it. So right now, this is all actual data that's being shown, but post a comment doesn't actually do anything, and like and reply on the comments don't do anything. So our goal today is, the main goal is to make this post a comment work, and then stretch goals are make like and reply work. But before we get into that, I want to show the transform data resource. So let's show both the data resources that we used to make this happen. So we have a couple of data resources that we use. The first one is this lookup records data resource, where we're looking at the comment table, and the conditions are, where are the conditions? Oh, I think we did we script these? How are we pulling these? This may not actually be working correctly. So it looks like right now we're just pulling all blog comments, which is fun. But anyway,
no, we weren't
these,
pulling all of them.
I think
it
we
was
may
a sys
be.
ID. We had a sys ID somewhere filtering for that.
Let's see if we had a parameter for that. Comment query. Looks like we maybe started one, and
yeah, because you said we had to have a comment query because that's
Yeah.
what we had to pass the thing. Like I remember
here we
you telling
go.
me.
Did we
that we
just
had to do
quit on
that.
this?
We may have quit right there.
Maybe it's just
All
you
right.
didn't save the page, Brad.
That's
No, I
very,
think
very possible, but I do have this commented out, so yeah. So what is supposed to happen is we're going to get all the comments related to this post, and this data resource just gives it to us in this format here. So this is an array of objects where we have an object for each row, and then each field has an object that has the value and display value. And our component, we can't just give this JSON structure to our component. It needs to change a little bit. And so we have, I wrote this not on the show earlier this week to see if I could make it work. And so for this one, we're actually sending it the comments object. So we're sending it that output from the lookup records data resource, running a script, and then making it this JSON structure that our comments component is expecting. So that's working. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make this only pull comments for the one for the one blog post. So let's go ahead and and add a new comment just to make our testing work. So
This beer is really weird.
your beer.
My beer is really weird. It's
Mine's actually incredible.
It might be incredible, but I have to get over the fact that it's got these like scotchy undertones to it first.
Sounds so amazing.
Which sounds amazing, but my mouth's like, I'm
does.
expecting beer and you're giving me scotchy and I'm confused.
All right, so I added another comment here on a different blog post so that we can make sure it gets filtered out. So if I come in here and refresh, it should show me all 4 because we're not doing any filtering at the moment.
Makes sense.
I guess we can just filter this. And we only have 3.
There's a show more
Show
link.
more.
Oh, good call. It does say 4. There we go. Yeah, this should not be included.
Yeah.
So
Have
we
you
need to do
uncommented your script yet?
I have not. No, I was it's working the way I was expecting it because I haven't done anything here. So
Good.
I think this was probably not the way we wanted to call this. You know what? Let's
and
go.
I think it was also context something. It wasn't the imports. You went through API and context to get to the sysid.
Yes, the sysid should be it's the context up here. I'm gonna do a little self-promotion real quick.
Ooh, it's gonna be a Brad blog.
Somebody wrote this blog post that lists some of these methods, and that person is going to come in here and say, I want to grab the sysid from the page and the page parameter. This is how I grab that sysid. So
nice.
Let's go back and say this is going to be, and I think this is called sysid. Yep. So that should give us the right comment there. We want to set the state. Yeah. So that looks good. So we're setting this comment query. So did that match comment query? Yes, post equals. And then we're going to bind the conditions to comment query. So I don't know if we're going to run into any race conditions here. I think the data resource automatically refreshes if this changes. So I don't think it should be a problem. But hopefully we were all following that. And we don't actually have to refresh. We can just look here and see it did not work. We still have 4 in the results. So let's just log this, make sure this gets us what we're looking for.
Well, it seems reasonable.
And we'll save. Also, we have to make sure we're actually calling this client script. I think we added, so we added on the page ready event, we added an event handler to call that client script. So it should be running.
So now we get to check to see if we get our log. Logs.
I don't know why that log is there.
Post sysid.
Shouldn't it be 2 equals?
I see it. It's really small, but I see it.
Or is that in encoded query? Is it different?
It should be an encoded query, which I think is 1 equals, but that's a really good question that we should actually come in.
It should be 1
build the
equals for
query.
an encoded query.
Huh.
So let's make sure that it's post. And let's run that. So that gives us 3. Let's copy the query. And let's just put it somewhere. Post equals. And
And that looked very similar to what we had down there.
Right. Paste in there, yeah. So that looks correct.
So our client script is getting the right thing. Now we just need to see why, where we haven't wired that up correctly into the filtering in the conditions. Is comment capital query the right thing we're setting so that we can access it?
It should be, but good question. Comment query. So let's do this. Let's make sure that we're setting the right query. And I think we can do that by going API state and then comment query. So let's see if that is getting set. Null.
Null.
So I wonder if set state is doing something asynchronous to where we're logging it before it actually gets set. So
you know what I do in a situation like this when I don't have enough information to help? I say something like, do we have a place where we've done this before that we could go look at?
I don't think I've done this specific thing before.
Right, but you've got other apps that
I have run into some weird stuff
that do some filtering.
There's some things I want to try before we we go crazy.
I like that doing what I want is the going crazy part.
That's fair. We also
You're not wrong.
What is happening here? I think maybe I didn't save on the last one because I think this should be created.
I mean, you can already see here that it has 4 results on the right from the mini view. So, but I'm checking one of the things that I've done before for a demo, because I have done something like that before. See if I can find the solution.
So one of the things we can do is we can say, which I don't think is going to help because we have already, you know, for whatever reason, comment query is not getting set correctly here. But we can also say API dot data dot lookup records 1 dot refresh. So we can tell that data resource to look itself up again. And that actually worked. Which is good and upsetting. Oh, the host is going to let us in. I think we're back. Are we good?
All right.
Can y'all
Yes,
hear
sir.
us? All right.
Yes.
We fixed everything.
Fixed everything.
Yeah, we showed too much knowledge and they censored us. Jordan.
We had it all working, but you know,
Let's
Now
break
we
it
don't.
again before we make
Yeah.
it work again.
All right, so we have the right number of blog posts showing. There's no show more link. It's telling us there's 3. The main thing that we want to do is we want to make this post a comment thing work. So let's take a look at our comments events. All right, so comment submitted. Did we do this last week? This add comment client script? Maybe we did. All right, so this add comment client script.
Yeah, I think you copied from the knowledge
Oh,
component.
so did we make this work last week? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think we did make this. I think we skipped the transform part and made this work. Well, let's see. So let's say will show. All right.
Yeah,
Post.
I remember that working last time.
I now remember it working now that we've talked about it. So it doesn't
Okay,
work
add the
completely
refresh.
yet.
Does it
I think if I
refresh?
refresh, it will show up, but
Yeah.
we should make it auto do that.
We should, yeah, absolutely.
So there we go. It's there.
This is a
So
comment.
that works. So we should make it
For
auto
sure.
refresh.
Mhm.
And I think we just did that in a different script, right? So
We sure did. Yeah.
let's see if we can make it do that again. So I wonder, I wonder if this will run too fast.
I think it's maybe better to add the refresh to the events of the component. So after adding the comment client script, add a new event handler, and then add the refresh there.
Ooh. And then we
Yes.
don't even have to do it in a script.
Exactly. And it's the similar thing later if you want to add a new comment below something. If you call the data resource to post it, you can also have an event attached to a data resource. So once it updates the record, it can, after that, you can just add the refresh. Exactly. After the data fetch succeeding, or for posting something, operation succeeded, you can add the event right there.
Ooh, I want to do it there. This seems like it's the better place to do that.
And then there's a refresh data.
Refresh.
Yes. Look up record.
This one.
Records. Yes.
Yeah. So once this succeeds, we have created a record, then we should refresh. We're going to get rid of it from over here. All right. Do we think this is going to work?
I think yes.
That was pretty resounding. So this is a comment, and this is the.
Well, that's not a true statement. I'm gonna have to get that.
It's a comment.
But
there
it
you
worked.
go, and it refreshed, and
Said
it didn't,
5,
It
and it
did work.
refreshed.
It also
So-
didn't refresh the whole page, so you stayed in your spot and didn't get pushed up all to the top and have to scroll down again. It just leaves you there.
That's nice. So our blog post, our commenting is working. Something that I did want to do, but we didn't do it at the beginning, was I do want to show that transform data resource that I wrote, just so, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to say it's like the right way to do a transform data resource, but it's the way I did it. before we keep going, which is it takes in that comments object that we got from the lookup records data resource. It iterates through and then just builds a different object and pushes it to a new array and then returns that array. So this is what's making those comments show up. And I basically just took this from the knowledge one.
Which makes sense because it's basically the same thing.
It is basically the same. So I think we should try to make at least like or reply work on the individual comments. So I do have a like count on the comments themselves now, and I do have the ability to reply to them. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at the KB page and see how they're handling that.
Well, that seems reasonable.
And
so while you're doing
go ahead.
that, Brad, a thing I suggest for folks is go ahead and generate in one of your subprods or your PDI each of the app templates that's available in App Engine Studio, so that you can see what those apps are using in UI Builder, because there's some great examples in those. So when you're trying to learn UIB, yeah.
I have a small
Go ahead.
PSA for the templates. Just so you know, the roles that are being created from the templates are not being assigned to the developer out of the box. So
That's very
if you're
true.
not an admin, so don't have the general admin role, but only an AES role, you will not see posts and sometimes also not see page variants for those apps that are being created from the templates. So it's important to know that you'll need to get those roles assigned so you can actually create records. And second, for page variants, audiences are very specific. So if the audience doesn't include the admin role, you will not see the variant. So make sure you assign yourself those roles as well. That will definitely save you some hassle. It took me a while.
Excellent pro tip there.
And third,
Yeah, we should. Oh, keep going.
I'm sorry, there's a third. Your custom roles should not be capitalized. Make them small letters only, because then audiences are currently case sensitive.
They are
As
case
Brad found
sensitive
out.
right now.
What Lisa's saying is when your colleague builds the app and capitalizes the roles, and you may have to chase down the error with the dev team, which is what Lisa had to do when I created these capitalized roles for our blogging app.
But we've submitted
right.
that as a defect to be fixed. So that's just for the current patch.
All right. All right. So this is the article page, and these are the three events that component can emit. And we have worked with this comment submitted. I noticed they do a refresh on the comment submitted. I think maybe our way is still better on the on the data resource success, but we'll leave that up to somebody else. So there's this action submitted and reaction toggled. So I think we should take a look at how this page actually works, and say if I hit like, it just adds a like. Okay, if I hit reply, it opens this up and adds a nested comment in here. So I kind of want to see if we can make this like button work, because the nested comment will have to change some other things as well. So now I think that's this one, reaction toggled. Liking seems more like a reaction than an action. Maybe. What do you guys think? I think this is what's happening there, the client script.
Yes.
Toggle comment
that should be it.
reaction. So let's see. Oh, okay, that's right. So either I'm liking the comment or I'm unliking it. I'm removing my like, which makes sense. So in this one, I am, we're emitting an event that I guess there is a, ooh, you know what's happening here? I think there's a page event that's responding to this. So let's hunt this down.
Mhm.
So the way I would do this is I think I would try to call a data resource from this client script. But it looks like this is an event that is being responded to from somewhere else. So let's go and look at, that was UXFDBOP trigger requested.
It might
There's
also
no
be
handled
just
events.
calling or opening a modal. No, it's not a modal. Is it a modal?
I don't think it's a modal because there is, in the other one, they were opening a modal.
Open or close? No.
I'm back and the stream didn't get lost. Yay!
You're back. We're hunting down an event that is being emitted from a script.
Okay.
So it's possible this is like an internal, some sort of internal page on event on the page.
So something is emitting an event and you don't know what's handling it, or
That is correct. So what
Okay.
we have,
so the
is we
components can actually process events that you can't see.
yes, that may be what's happening here. So when you hit the like button or the unlike button, so if you've already liked it and you click to remove your like, it's going to run this client script, which is going to say, you know, which one's it doing? Is it liking or unliking?
Mhm.
And then it's building a payload, and then it's firing an event and passing it either the like or unlike payload. So
it's very possible that that is, trying to, the component itself is trying to handle that.
yeah, I think that's probably what's happening, because I don't think there's a different place where you can register an event other than generally you have these dispatched and handled events you can register on your page, and then you can call them from all over the place. So this is a good, if there is a thing that you're going to want to do multiple times, a handled event is a good way to do that, where you register this handled event, you add an event handler, and then you can just call that event from different places. If you're using EVAM, you have to use that for the navigation event. And there's some other, I think there's at least a couple other components where you have to use handled events for those components. But that is one place to do that. So let's.
Do you happen to have the component, like the component's name?
Ooh, are you looking up the source code for the component itself?
I can actually
It
go
is called
see. Yeah.
nested comments. That's the
So
display
while you're
name.
moving on, I'll go check it out.
All right. Actually, you go check that out and we'll move on. So I think what I want to do is let's just do our own thing for this post page, and let's increment the comment or the like count ourselves when you hit the like button. That seems like a good thing to do. If you hit the like button, we increment the like count for that one. So I think what we need to do is we need to add an event handler that was for the reaction. First we need a client script. So let's add a new client script and say add like. We'll say add comment like. I think I already have an add like.
There is one for the whole page.
Yes, that was to add an actual like. So I think the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I know when this gets called. So we'll do a nice little log here, and let's log the events payload, which I think is going to be an object. It's too many L's. Okay. And then let's add this when the reaction gets toggled, add comment like. All right, let's save it. Come in
Do you
here
have
and
that-
hit refresh.
Do you have that action name handy again?
The action name?
Or like the
give me a
event.
second. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me a second.
No,
I
no,
can-
you can keep on.
All right. So let's hit like. Okay,
Nice.
so we did, so
Oh,
reaction
lovely.
is true, comment ID is, I'm hoping this comment.
I would think so.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it is.
All right,
That
they're
would be seem
different. So if I hit this
reasonable.
one again, all right, we got two. All right, so it is passing the correct comment ID. All right,
It's
so
at
we know
least
that
passing a different one.
we know that it's going to tell us that it is a reaction, and that we know what comment it's running against, which should be enough to do something to
Definitely
increment
not
the
the
like
post
count.
sys ID. So there's that.
That's right.
Then,
I
then
do
I'm feeling
think
90% confident those are the right societies.
I do think the back end of this is going to be more than just a single data resource. So the way our data model works is that on the like, or on the comment, that was third time's a charm. On the comment table, we have this likes field, which is an integer. So what we're going to want that to do is increment the likes count for that comment. So we will have the sys ID of the comment. So we're going to have to grab the current amount of likes and then add one to it, and then tell the data we'll refresh the data resource at that point. But we are going to have to do at least a couple of things, because we have to get the current number of likes.
That's interesting, because I think that the knowledge one is actually like its own record.
Each like is its own record.
Yeah, which is why you can like and then unlike something.
Yeah, that's how I wrote the so on the post, each like is its own record. That's how the likes work on the post itself. So if I like a post, it gets grayed out and the number increments. Then there's a record, and yeah. But in the comments, I just added a
Just a counter.
yeah, just a counter to the comment
Okay.
itself, which we could have. We could just use that like table also. We've got 15 minutes left.
I think the benefit of doing this in its own table is to be able to qualify whether that person that is logged in has already liked the comment.
Yeah,
And then
because otherwise you can just smash
Yeah.
likes all day.
exactly.
Yeah, that's why. So in the blog post, so this is my challenge lab, and
Very good.
I have at the end of the challenge lab, it's a step-by-step to add the likes, but I say, because if you refresh this, I've already liked this post. You can still add more likes. So you can refresh and add more likes. So the challenge part of it is make it to where I can not add likes at all if I have already liked the post. But we didn't do that. That's part of the challenge.
Nice. Yeah, so I think let's use the same functionality, like as your like button from above. for the
Alright.
post.
I mean, you can
for
still
the
have the
comments.
counter, but have the counter update from the related records at some point. Just make it a flow at some time, at some point.
Yes.
Which I
upon-
mean, he's doing for the post already.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're already doing the same thing for the post. So I think I'll add a new field to the like table for a comment. So we'll do that here.
Logging comments. Yay.
I think that's it. And then
Then you can.
Should we
And so
add
it could be a
should we add the
post
flow
or a
now?
comment.
Can you even use
Yeah.
the same data resources because you're writing to the same table?
I think I may be able, I think I can use the same, well, the data resources is just a create record data
Yeah.
resource. It's not specific to anything. So I can reuse that data resource.
That's awesome. Then you give it a different sys-ID.
Yeah, so let's I have a flow that does like counts already. Can I copy a flow?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a thing I can do now? I
Yes.
can never remember. Boom. Let's say, let's call this.
That is one of the
comment like
joys and sadnesses of doing this job is that a thing I can do? I know
I
I'm supposed to
know.
be able to do that.
It's like
Is it a
it
thing I
was
can
on
do yet?
it was on a roadmap.
It was
at
on a
some
roadmap.
point, and I saw
I
it.
helped
but I can't
you can do
prioritize
remember.
it.
The good thing is that it even lets you create the copy in a new scope. So if you had a flow in one scope and wanted to reuse the same logic in a different scope, you could just do that. Once you copy it, it will be created in the scope you're currently at.
Oh, you know what? I need to use the same flow and just change it. So right now, if I create a new like, it just looks up all the posts
Yeah,
Got
you can
it.
do it in the
and
same.
You can,
updates it.
yeah,
So what I need to do is I need to first say,
bifurcate it there.
where,
Yeah.
there, oh, I need to add a thing.
It's
Little
easier
higher.
to do a
Let's just do
below
it and
and
move
drag
it.
it up. Yes.
If
That's how I do it. Just create it below and drag it up.
say comment or post. And we will say if no, if let's just say if comment is not empty. Oh,
You
come
can do is not and then just leave the field empty, I think,
Mhm.
on. Okay.
and then click done. That should
All
work.
right. So now let's move you up. And then
And make your if more descriptive because right now you're looking for, is this a post? Because comment is
Yes.
empty.
is this a comment is actually what I'm looking. Let's make this post because
Yes.
that's the easier thing to change. All right, and then
You can also copy actions if that helps you.
So yeah, you need to those actions right there are for a post one. And right now that top one is for it will be a comment.
I think I changed it, right? Is this a post? Post is not empty, so it is a post.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
It is a
It
post.
was like
Yes.
that just
Okay.
before.
I'm running in the slow speed apparently.
No, I am as
We were
well.
there.
All right. So else, let's say post is so
Comment is
Comment.
yeah. Yes. There we go.
I
if it
understand why
gets-
they
if
collapse
it-
the data pane, but I want it not to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets more than 100,000 likes, we're screwed because that's my limit.
Well, it's a good thing we're writing individual records now then. Because before, Dirk and Phil were just going to go smash the like button on a comment until it hit 100,000.
All right.
Just 'cause they could.
record, comment. And we want to make likes is
Count.
the count.
Yes. Nice.
How do we look? Do we think this is going to work? Post is, comment
should.
is, we're updating comment, updating post.
Don't forget to activate.
So this is a one-way street. So we only need the incrementer then.
For
Because your
now.
post thing
Uh,
only does incrementing. And now your
Yes.
comments one will only do incrementing.
That is correct. We're not going to remove likes or anything like that. So what we want to do now is we want to create a like record where the comment field is this comment. So we know from our logging that it's comment ID is what we need. So we know add like, we're just going to copy this one. Comment ID was the name of that. So add comment like. This
Yeah,
is
that's
right. We
good.
want to add that. The user, we do want to do
No.
that. And then we want to say comment
Comment.
is no. I hit the back button.
Oh no.
Oh, we're still good. We're still good. All right.
Nice.
But comment will then be
Comment is comment ID. So that is
event.
event.payload.comment ID,
Yes.
I think is what we want.
Sounds good.
It was comment ID, not a capital D. Okay, so table name, like query. We won't worry about this. And then, oh, data refresh.
Why aren't we
Why aren't
disabling
we?
the like button?
Because
Because
this
that's the
is,
different button.
yeah, this is the other like button.
Oh, okay.
This was from our post. We should do something about that, but for now, I think this will work. And this is not actually for now. Let's comment all that out. So what we are really looking for is when I hit that button, does it increment the like count on the record itself? Because I don't think we're going to actually show that here. And we can look at why that is in a minute. All right. So let's find, this is the best live code ever. I hit the like button and let's go back and see. What's the name of that table? Did we just create a new record?
That always
Or
tilts me.
25?
All the tables should have
Yes.
updated in there by default. All of them. It doesn't have a, oh yes, it doesn't have a post. It has to have a comment.
Does it have a comment? Oh,
It
it does have a
does.
comment.
Ooh,
So
nice.
this part did work.
Nice.
We got a comment. So
now
can
we
I
need
just
to know the counter.
I just bang on this too? What happens? I just hit it about 5 times. Yep, there
Lisa,
we
I
go.
wrote a fixed script that did that for a user at a time.
Nice. It's such a tiny thing, but there should just be like an option in the settings for each
Yeah.
user that lets you
Like-
do that.
Give
I
me
always
the
wanna
updated
sort
field
by the
and
newest
sort it by
ones.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sort everything updated.
Yeah.
Sort
Everything.
everything by
Can you check the
updated.
counter on the comment?
Oh, yes. Yes,
See
I
if
can.
it updated. on. You can just
So-
click on it in the list.
It's right there.
So I can.
It's right there. We-
Likes 5. It did
5.
work.
Yes.
Look at
Nice.
us.
The good thing about the flow is even if somebody did retract their like, it would just be refreshed the next time.
Yeah,
Unless
if you just
you-
refresh the flow.
Also create a
So
reduce likes flow.
I ran into an issue with that in our blogging labs because I set values on all of the blogs for the likes, but I didn't add any records to the like table. So you would look at a post, it would say it had 9 likes, and you would click like, and because it's running the flow that says, hey, let's look at all the records, but none of them exist, it would set it back to 1 like.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh yeah, I need demo data for the likes. So, all right.
That's funny.
So look up records. So one of the things I want for the comments is I want to get likes back. So that's not something we were including before.
Nice.
So let's hit save. And then I think I'm going to need to do more transforms because this is reacted. It should be true if the logged in user has liked a post, but we are not, we're not showing that at the moment, which I think I'm going to need to add another data resource and add it as a second input to this transform data resource. But we don't have time to do that. So I think we're at a stopping point. This like
I
sort
think
of
we're
works.
at an excellent stopping point. Why don't before we stop the share, why don't you just give us a little short summary of what we did today? So
I can
what
do
did we
that.
have when we started, and what did we accomplish?
So what we did today was we finished making this comments component work. So we were able to actually post a comment, and we were able to get all of the comments. What we did today was we filtered these comments down, and then we made this like button actually add likes to our comment. So each comment has a like field. We added a flow to make that work. We did a lot of different things on here. So when I hit like, it does actually increment the back end and gets the data how we want it. We just need to finish configuring this comments component to display it in the right way.
Awesome. Thanks for that summary, Brad. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to stop sharing.
Nice.
Here we are. That was great, Brad.
Yay,
I
the
love your-
names.
I love your cup today.
Well, this is my stout glass.
Your stout glass is
It's
very
a special
nice.
stout glass.
Wow.
So that was a lot of fun. We got to see some cool things in UI Builder, and we worked on some client scripts in there, and we showed off your was it that the data broker that you wrote during the week?
The
And then,
transform data resource.
Transform Data Resource is the new name.
It's a mouthful.
I will get it eventually. Transform Data Resource. And we copied a flow that you were using for the likes for the post and turned it into, nope, we didn't copy it. We adjusted it to handle both comments and postings. I
To
store
be
these
fair, we did copy it first, and then we
did.
we adjusted
things. But
So,
as I was playing it, I caught up and I was like, oh, wait, no, we changed midstream. So that was a lot of fun, Brad. I think this was a great episode for me. I still am learning by watching you every time on UI Builder. So it's a lot of fun, and I hope you out there that are watching are gaining insights. And Lisa, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And I love your Paris shirt today.
Yes.
got your Paris shirt on. I've got a CreatorCon shirt on.
Nice.
Ooh,
I think I have that somewhere in the depths of my
I
clothes
have that
rack.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hidden in the back.
It's a nice CreatorCon shirt. And
Yeah.
soon we will have CreatorCon 2021 started by the hackathon. So come join that. And anything else we want to share before we rate our tasty sidekick beverages?
I'd like to plug my CreatorCon lab, not just the one that I co-developed with Brad about
Yeah, you've got
workspaces.
3.
Yes.
You've got 3.
Wearing a cape.
We're back.
The
Finish.
stream died on
Mostly.
me.
We have to rate the beers.
All right. Here we are. We're back. Here's the news.
We're back. Yay.
Let's
It's
make
all
sure
good.
everything's copacetic.
Can I do my shameless plug now?
Mhm.
Everything's great. You can do
Plug
your
yourself.
shameless plug
Awesome.
for your 3 knowledge sessions, which I will get put in the description right now,
All right.
right after the show.
So as I started before, the first one is the UI Builder and Configurable Workspaces workshop. This is about adding containers and components, adding some theming to a workspace, a logo similar to the portal that Brad did, and also adding some more text. And then also configuring more in the workspace, especially adding the playbook component, which is a perfect segue to my other CreatorCon lab about process automation and designer and playbooks. So definitely check that out. It's a redo of the one that I did in fall, and it teaches you some awesome new things in playbooks. For example, how to do live or inputs at runtime with flow data, which is super exciting. And we haven't
Ooh.
done that before. And then my third is, again, part of the builder track that Chuck is organizing about Flow Designer and building some business logic into your app. So
Awesome.
that's
And I'll get
an
those
awesome
session
set.
codes for yours and Brad's session into the description for us. And Brad, how was that fancy wrapped,
Man.
delicious stout you got rocking today?
So this was this cinnamon coconut barrel-aged stout, and I was not prepared for the cinnamon coconut. It was excellent. I'm gonna give it a 4.75. It was
Ooh.
really good. I don't normally like flavored stuff. It was just strong enough to where you could taste it, but not overpowering. It was really good. It's only the second
Wow.
4.75 I think I've given, so it was that good.
And the twice this month.
Yeah.
Seems like you're getting better in purchasing your beer.
Yeah.
That may be true.
It's Brad 2.0.
Yeah.
Lisa, how was yours?
Yes, my not beer, my wine was excellent as always. It needs a bit to warm up to the right temperature, but when it's the right temperature, is really nice. I love my Dornfelder. It's really. I give it at least 4.5.
Ooh, 4.5.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. My harvest ale was, it never settled in. Um, so it's very interesting. I like it. So it's a 4, but it just didn't settle in. It felt a little strange, even though I was really enjoying it and I would drink more of it. So it gets a 4. A victory for Brad's victory today. And sorry for the stream dropouts. I will get those codes locked in for us to the description. And thank you everyone joining us out there in YouTube land. We really appreciate you, especially those of you that were engaging in the chat. You really help make this a lot of fun for us. So it's not just a one-way street. And with that, I, not Brad, would like to wish you a happy weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.